The team shot 55% from the floor and 50% from behind the arc. I know you didn't get the win, but what was working for the offense tonight?
I think when we can put ourselves in a position to guard the ball defensively, it's easy for us to get in transition. It's easy for us to get the shots that we want. On the flip side of things, when we don't, you can see how well Sykes plays, Atkins plays, and that's the part that we have to tell them.
And this might be some of the most noise that I've heard for an away team this season. What did the crowd support at an away game mean to you?
I mean, I know when Aaliyah's name got called, the crowd went pretty crazy. So she's got a lot of fans everywhere, but it's great for our team.
Yeah, we welcome it.
Yeah, we love it.
We love it. We know that AB is a household name. She operates as such. Obviously, we know how great she is, and for us, it gives us a chance to kind of put our team on notice. For her, for ourselves, for our family, and for the organization. So.
And I know Ariel Atkins is known for hitting threes, but tonight she was shooting a lot of twos. What's the hardest part about defending her?
You got a player that can do everything on three facets. It's tough, obviously, but as great as Ariel Atkins is, phenomenal player, phenomenal shooter, phenomenal person, we have to be better at making guards like that uncomfortable. And as long as we allow people like her to be comfortable, lights like that is going to happen. So it lies on us through and through.
And then similarly, you also mentioned Brittany Sykes. She created in a lot of ways tonight. What about her game, especially tonight, made it difficult to guard?
I mean, she's a great guard, athletic, and I think for us, at least, I was guarding her a good chunk of the time, and she did a really good job getting downhill and getting to the basket, and we fouled her a lot. So that's something that I know that I'm going to try to work on, is try to keep her in front of me so that we have less of those rotations, less of that help side that's needed. So she played great tonight, and we'll be looking forward to playing her again for sure.
Hey guys, Matt Cohen from Insider. Lexie, first of all, congratulations to you on a career night for you in points. Obviously, I'm sure it means a lot to you. What was working for you tonight? You just talked about battling against Sykes, who was also a really good guard. But offensively for you, your shot seemed to be really be working. What was working? What did you see? How did you get to this point?
I think, when we have four other people on the court who can really score the ball, they have to make adjustments. And I think our team did a really good job of passing the ball and finding the open person, and a lot of the time that was me tonight. So definitely, I think it's just the movement of our offense that led to that performance.
Speaking of the assist and that movement, you guys have struggled a little bit in the assist department this year, but the assist percentage net looked really good. It's been like 23 or 24 assists on 31, 32 or so baskets. I haven't looked at the sheet in a little bit, but the assists were working for you guys tonight. Can you speak a little bit to the offense? What seemed to be working against this tough Mystics defense?
Our focus coming into the night and our focus this past week is getting the ball inside. And we know that Aaliyah and Melissa have a very big inside presence. So working inside out, I think that really helped us today.
Thank you.
Anybody on Zoom? Chloe?
Is there any increased frustration in the locker room tonight, especially because you beat the Mystics by 20 earlier this season?
I would say that, honestly, yes. Yeah, yes. When you held yourself to a standard and the whole world has seen us at our best, and we know what our standard is, and when you don't meet that standard, hell yeah, it's tough. And at the end of the day, our locker room is really tight-knitted, and when tensions get high and emotions fly, I think this is where it's going to battle test us. Hopefully, we can use these moments like this to, come together, and when we see DC again, we prepared. But definitely there's tension when you lose. Any competitor knows that. And for us, it's about turning that page, but also being together at any point.
And you guys were down by 15, 17 at one point tonight, but fought back within single digits in the fourth quarter. Kind of what prevented you from getting over the hump tonight?
I think we're a team lately, a team of two halves. There'll be one half where it's not going so well, we're not where we need to be, and then there's the second half where you see everything of who Indiana Fever is. And in order for us to win in this league, we know that you have to put two halves together. You have to. At any given night, players like Sykes, players like Ariel Atkins are going to get off on you. And you got to be prepared for moments like that. And I think that we are. But if we can eliminate the tale of two halves and stop that narrative of Indiana being what it was last year, Indiana being 5 wins over the course of whatever, we can get out that mindset, I think we get ourselves a chance.
Yeah, thanks. That's all I've got.
I have one more. You see Washington back here less than 2 weeks, including the All-Star break. What lessons can you take from this game and apply it to that?
Well, I think, that game's going to look different than tonight. So coming out with a different game plan and like Kelsey said, playing full 40 minutes. I think that's really going to help us in the long run and something that we need to do in order to get a win.
The team shot 55% from the floor, 50% from behind the arc. What was working for the offense tonight?
Well, we had 40 points or 44 points in the paint, so getting those paint touches obviously was a good thing. Offensively, I don't really have a lot to say about offense because that's not why we're not getting the wins that we need. So, but we shoot 55%, you should win a game.
Aside from the offense, are there any other positives that you can take away from the game, things you'd like to see moving forward?
I think we had 24 assists. I think that's our season high, right? So that's a good one. 9 for 18 from 3, 50% from 3. That's really, really good. 55% for the game. I mean, those are all really positive stats. It's the other side of the ball that we got to figure out.
I know Ariel Atkins is known for hitting threes, but tonight was shooting mostly twos. What was the hardest part about planning for defending her?
I told our players that shoot around that if Elena didn't play and Cloud didn't play, then Sykes and Atkins were going to put their head down and take it to us. And that's exactly what they did and ended with 29 and 26. We weren't in the help. We gave up so much dribble penetration. We should be able to keep people in front of us. And then they go to the free throw line because we just kept giving up the dribble penetration. We were fouling. I think they ended up with 5 and 1s or 6 and 1s. I lost count. It was that many. But, I mean, they'd gone to the free throw line 31 times before we fouled at the end. So 37 free throws. And then also 13 turnovers for 19 points. And 20 points off offensive rebounds, you don't give yourself a chance.
Coach, if I may go back to a positive here. Lexie Hall, career night in points. What did you like from her game tonight that allowed her to score so much tonight?
I told my team that for whatever reason, we don't have a sense of urgency to start games and we let people get confidence. That's not Lexie Hall. Lexie Hall has a fire and an energy about her that if I wish that she would set the bar and people would meet her and we would be a really, really good team.
The pace with the team tonight seemed to be a bit of a struggle, especially those points off turnovers. It looked like from where we were sitting that you were really trying to get your team to push into that pace. Where's the disconnect, do you think, between trying to push that pace but not scoring so much off those turnovers?
Yeah, I mean, we got to get stops. We have to get stops, and then we get so far behind, and now we've got to play fast to try to catch up. But it all goes back to the defensive. It's all our defense. It's our 8th or 9th game in a row where we've given up almost 50 points in a half. That's unacceptable. And I'm not crazy enough to say, I'm not going to keep doing the same thing and getting the same result. So something's got to change. I got to figure out my coaches. We got to figure out what that is.
Just last thing here, it looked like there was some limited minutes for the bench facilitators for Grace, especially. What were you liking from Erica tonight that just allowed her to stay in the game more and help facilitate for the offense?
Just looking for her and Kelsey to push. Either one of them could get the outlet off a rebound. They could push. Edub could get in something. She'd hit a couple shots. By the time we were able to, we held them to 19 points in the third and 16 before we had to put them on the free throw line. 16. You got to do that in the first 2 quarters. You can't wait and not have a sense of urgency to start the game.
Thank you, Coach.
Chloe, anybody else on Zoom?
Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell said the Fever kind of have been a tale of two halves with, kind of being not as urgent in the first half and then finding that urgency in the second. What do you think your team has to do to find that urgency in the first half?
I think it starts with the warm-up. I think if we had a bad warm-up, we've got to have a better warm-up. I don't know. Like, at this level, you're a pro basketball player. Like, the sense of urgency, really, we don't have a sense of urgency to win a game. We don't have a sense of urgency to get stops early. I mean, we were 4-6 before we played Atlanta. And we've given up 48, 44, 57, 48, 52, 54, 47, and 55. That is unacceptable, and something has to change.
Yeah, and is there an increased frustration tonight, especially because you beat this team by 20 points a month ago at home?
That piece, and then also that they were missing several of their key players. So that, for me, we just let two people just put their head down and take it to us. And they just had a more of a will to win. Everything was slower. We weren't able to, they were just putting their head down, getting to the rim or getting deflections, getting the 50-50 balls in the first half. Can't do it for a half. You have to do it for 4 quarters.